Good evening, everybody. It is the forecast discussion for April 20th, 2014. It's currently 6:38 p.m. We've had a very nice day today with temperatures rising into the mid to upper 60s throughout the region. Unfortunately, the tranquil and comfortable weather conditions are coming to an end as winds start to shift to the southeast at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. We start to get more of an influence from the Atlantic Ocean with clouds increasing and showers are on the way. Unfortunately, we're looking at a very heavy rainfall event approaching the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area starting tomorrow and continuing on all the way through Thursday morning with the prospect of 2 to 5 inches of rain over much of New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania and the immediate New York City metropolitan area, and 1 to 2 inches of rain over eastern Connecticut and much of Long Island. It's going to be a very wet couple of days around here with this setup. So currently what we have is an easterly wind. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to low 60s away from the coast and mid to upper 50s along the coast, falling into the lower 50s around Atlantic City. What we're seeing here is the influence of the marine air mass building slowly into the northern mid-Atlantic, and eventually that's going to take hold throughout the entire northern mid-Atlantic as we move on through this evening. Temperatures for tonight will fall into the mid to upper 40s, and showers are on the way. On the latest surface map, we're starting to see the players come into focus here. We have high pressure ridging down the east coast. It's going to slow down this area low pressure and basically stall out the warm front to the south and west of the region, leading to prolonged periods of rain throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. The heaviest rainfall looks to be on Wednesday, but tomorrow is not going to be much of a picnic, with scattered showers throughout the region becoming widespread. The latest radar here is pretty interesting. We have our first wave of precipitation approaching the region, first wave of rainfall. This rainfall will start to break up as it's lifting north and east because it's moving away from the best lifting and dynamics that developed this band of rainfall. But as it's doing so, it'll still be capable of producing some scattered showers this evening, especially after 10 p.m. tonight throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Not a washout, but a bit of a nuisance for sure. On the latest infrared satellite picture, you can kind of see the setup here that's starting to develop. I'm going to show you the water vapor in a moment to illustrate it even better. But basically what we have here is one block in the Atlantic. This is our surface low out here. This is a textbook negative NAO pattern in the spring with our low pressure system locked in here to the southeast of the Canadian Maritimes. This low pressure system will slowly lift northeast over the next couple of days. High pressure that's currently over Quebec is ridging down the east coast, and meanwhile we have a strong area low pressure over the plains, so it's going to slowly inch its way towards the Great Lakes. While it's doing so, it's going to slowly drive this warm front towards the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. So all of this warm tropical air mass that is currently over the southeast and the Gulf Coast producing impressive severe thunderstorms throughout the region and unfortunately some deadly tornadoes will start to lift north and east, and it will run into this marine air mass that is going to be building over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. So you have a cool moist air mass and a warm moist air mass interacting with each other. And so the result is the potential for some very heavy rainfall, capable of rainfall amounts of 2 to 5 inches over much of the region and 1 to 2 inches over eastern Long Island and over eastern Connecticut, because this warm front is going to take some time to get towards those regions. And as a result, the best lifting and the best thermal gradient is going to set up over the Philadelphia metropolitan area and the Delaware River Valley and the immediate New York City metropolitan area is going to be the focus for that heavier rainfall, not so much for eastern Long Island, eastern Connecticut, where they'll be just out of that steady heavy band on Wednesday, which we'll show in the model guidance. On the water vapor satellite picture, you kind of see this even better now. Here's our block over the northern Atlantic. Very impressive for this time of year, if I may say. Here's our other upper level low that is over the plains. And then here's our ridge in between. So you can kind of see it right here. Make that out. Trough, ridge, trough. and we're kind of caught in between these two low pressure systems. And you can see all the moisture starting to stream northward, starting to interact with that marine air mass at the lowest levels of the atmosphere. And so as a result, that moisture and that lifting is not going anywhere anytime soon. So then you get this training of heavy rain over the region. And one thing that kind of concerns me is that we might actually see a little bit more enhancement with the subtropical jet stream as this moisture is approaching this entire pattern here. A very interesting pattern, and one that we're going to see quite a bit as we move forward throughout the spring. So here we have the latest model guidance from the PennState EWOL website using the GFS model guidance. I could use the European or Canadian. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. So for tonight, increasing clouds, scattered showers, temperatures falling into the mid to upper 40s. For tomorrow, showers will start to increase in coverage. They won't be heavy yet. I think let's go hold off towards the Ohio River Valley, but they'll definitely increase in coverage throughout the day, with the bulk of the showers moving in the evening hours. So on Tuesday, look for overcast skies, some drizzles, some scattered showers, more widespread showers in the evening, temperatures in the lower to mid 50s for highs, well below normal for this time of year. For Tuesday night into Wednesday, that's when the steady heavy rain starts to take hold, and it becomes very heavy on Wednesday, unfortunately. Now notice on Wednesday afternoon, look at this high pressure system locked in over the Gulf of Maine. So you have that strong easterly wind at the surface. You have your warm front kind of stalled out right around the Delmarva Peninsula. And you have all this moisture at 700 millibars just lifting northward from the Gulf of Mexico right up into the northern mid-Atlantic. So again, you have that warm tropical air mass. You can see at 850 millibars. Let's zoom in on that. So again, you have your cool air mass at the surface where temperatures on Wednesday will struggle in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Meanwhile, at the mid-levels at 850 millibars, you're at 10 degrees Celsius, which would support temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. So you can kind of see the contrast in the air mass here that we're dealing with in the vertical sense. So as a result, what you end up with is some periods of very heavy rainfall on Wednesday that will be capable of producing some localized flash flooding, unfortunately, and some urban flooding. So overall, basically, Wednesday is going to be a very ugly day. Now, Thursday is going to be pretty interesting because what's happening is that our warm front is going to finally start to lift north and east towards New England. We'll see periods of rain on Thursday morning with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Then that warm front lifts north. We'll get some clearing, get a little bit of a break in the overcast, and that's going to allow temperatures to warm up into the lower to mid 70s. We could even see a couple of upper 70s in the Delaware River Valley up to New York City. So it's going to be very interesting to see just how warm it gets on Thursday afternoon. Then the cold front approaches, and that has me a bit concerned because the more unstable the atmosphere gets at the surface, and you see all this dry air at the mid levels of the atmosphere here, with the cold front and strong PVA, which is positive vorticity advection at 500 millibars, all this comes together with the potential for a few isolated thunderstorms capable of some severe levels. We're talking about frequent lightning, very heavy downpours, hail, wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. So Thursday evening could be rather stormy throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area as this cold front drives through the region. Then finally, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we get a bit of a break. High pressure takes control. Now, this is kind of the flip side of this type of pattern, where once all the storminess and the low pressure system lifts to the east of you, then you end up in a prolonged period of tranquil weather conditions. So for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday, look for generally tranquil weather conditions. Can't rule an isolated shower with a few disturbances passing to the north, but overall, rather tranquil and comfortable weather conditions with temperatures each day in the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows and upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. So we get through this very wet and stormy week, and then the weekend really pays off with tranquil weather conditions, temperatures near normal, low levels of humidity for the most part, and only a passing isolated shower in the afternoon. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.